recording. So we're going to start lying down today. So when you're ready, bring yourself onto your back. And find a position that's comfortable for your body. So arms and legs, however you like. And in your own time, take a deep breath in through your nose. Huge sigh out through your mouth. A couple of these in your own time. And then start to become aware of the weight around your lower back and pelvis. And also the back of your head. Your shoulder blades heavy on the mat. And get a sense of giving in to the force of gravity. And then start to find a steady breath, slightly longer inhales and slightly longer exhales. Perhaps breathing in and out through your nose. And use this time to establish a steady breath that you can maintain throughout the session. And then allow the muscles across your forehead, down your face, to relax. Also in your mouth and down your throat. And we'll be here for another couple of breaths. You want to use this time to start the session with a nice neutral body. And then when you get to the end of your next exhale, we'll start with a squeeze in of your knees. Pulling your knees in towards your body, stretching your lower back off the mat and moving around, finding a massage for your back. And then from here, squeeze in your right knee and stretch out your left leg. Flex your left foot strongly and pull your knee in towards your chest. Let your shoulders relax. Keep the back of your neck long and a gentle drawing down of your lower back. We'll take one more breath. And then change sides. So left knee squeezes in, right leg extends. Pull your knee into your body and flex your right foot strongly. Keep your shoulders soft. We'll take one more full breath here. And then come back, squeezing in both of your knees, making a few circles. And we'll find a twist as well. So knees come in as you inhale, take them down to your left. Hold them down and reach out with your right arm. And turn your head to look towards the right side. And then fill the right rib cage as you inhale And squeeze your knees, deepen the twist, lean to your right as you exhale. One more breath. And then come back to the middle. Take both of your knees. Keep your left knee, stretch out your right leg. Take a breath in. Sorry, we're twisting. So you're twisting over to the right and stretching out to the left. And then keeping your knees in place with your right hand, really open up your left rib cage as you inhale. Deepen your twist as you exhale. One more breath. And then come back to the middle. Pull in your knees, gather a little bit of momentum and bring yourself up to seated and over onto your hands and knees. So you want to have your shoulders over your wrists, your knees under your hips. We'll get moving with some cat and cow breathing. So rounding your back, chin tucks in, pelvis forward as you exhale. As you inhale, roll up your spine and look up. And then start to let your breath guide the movement. Exhaling as you round. Inhaling as you come up. Moving with your own timing. And trying to get as much difference between the two opposite shapes as you can. And find yourself rounding your back, exhaling the next time. That will be your last one. And then come back to your neutral spine. Hands spread out on the mat. Tuck your toes, push the floor away. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Move around within the shape. Pedal out your heels. Start to feel into your hamstrings. And keep all 10 fingers pushing down. Good, and then bend your knees, walk your hands back to your feet so that you're at the back of your mat. Lift up halfway as you inhale, flat back, open chest. As you exhale, hang forwards, let your arms be heavy, let your head be heavy. And keep a little bit of softness in your knees. And then transfer the weight between your feet, side to side, forwards and backwards. Great, let your arms go if you've got them. Tuck in your chin and roll up to standing. Rebuilding your vertebra, coming up one at a time, rolling your shoulders forwards and backwards. And then stretch your arms up into the air. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Reach up and lean to your right. Open up the left side of your ribs, draw your underneath shoulder forwards, look in any direction. Transfer more weight into your left foot. Good, and then come back up, change sides, stretch up as you inhale, lean to your left as you exhale. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back, open up the right side of your body. Good, and then come back, stretch your arms up, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then let your arms fall down. Again, a few rolls of your shoulders, maybe shrug them a few times. And then we're going to come back down the way we came up. So knees are soft, let your arms hang, tuck in your chin and roll down. When your hands come to the floor, knees are bent, walk yourself forward to a high plank. Shoulders back over your wrists. Push your heels away, bring your pelvis forwards. Remember, you can have your knees down if you need. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then bend your arms, slowly come down onto your belly. Stretch out your legs, roll your shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale to come back down. We'll come up this time with a twist, looking over your right shoulder. Right foot lifts, breathe in as you look back. Exhale as you come down. Other side, left shoulder, left foot, turn your head. And then come back down. One more on each side. Breathing in, roll your shoulder back. Exhale, bring it down. Left side, rolling your shoulder back. And then coming back down to the middle. Let's push back to child's pose. Take your bum to your heels. Stretch your arms forward. Try and really get length in your lower back. Let your head rest on the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths right into the back of your body. Good, and then back up to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, push the floor away. And then look forward, soften your knees, move to the top of your mat, step, walk or jump. Find a halfway lift as you inhale, a forward fold as you exhale. Bring yourself all the way up to stand, reach up to the ceiling. And then fold back down with your exhale, hands to the floor. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step, walk or jump back, lower down, breathing out. Cobra or up dog on an inhale. And then down dog or child's pose as you exhale. And take 4 or 5 steady breaths here. One more breath. And when you finish exhaling, look forward, knees are soft, step, walk or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale, melt forwards, exhale. Breathe in, lift all the way up to stand, open your chest. Use your exhale to come back down, hands to the floor. Halfway lift, inhale. Step, walk or jump back, lower down with your exhale. Cobra up dog, open your chest as you breathe in. And then down dog or child's pose, find your breath. Last moment here. And then look forwards, knees are soft. Step, walk or jump, feet to hands. Lift up halfway, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Lift up tall, stretch out, reach up, maybe the beginning of a back bend, and then come back down with your exhale all the way to the floor. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Step, walk or jump back, lower down as you breathe out. Wide open chest on your inhale, shoulders back. And then down dog or child's pose. Let's take a few breaths here. Last breath. And when you finish your exhale, look forwards, knees are soft. Move to the top of your mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Bring yourself up to a standing position. Stretch up your arms. And then let your hands come down the center line. Great. Heel toe your feet till they're about hip width apart. Soften your knees. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Open your chest. And then come forwards. Stretching your arms away. Letting your head go. Knees can be bent or straight here, depending on how your hamstrings feel. But keep that sense of drawing your arms away from your back. Letting your head hang. And maybe tip the weight slightly forwards. Belly button always lifting up so you can lengthen the front side of your body. Last moment here. And then bend your knees, lift your chest to bring yourself all the way up. And then release your hands. Again, maybe make some movements with your shoulders. Great, we're going to come to Utkatasana, chair posture. So feet however you like to have them for that. Sink back into your hips, stretch your arms forward. And transfer your weight into your heels so that you know you can lift up your toes. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, come forwards, hands to the floor. Lift up halfway as you inhale. Step, walk or jump back and lower down as you exhale. Up dog or cobra on a breath in, and then down dog on a breath out. From here, take your right leg into the air. Step it through between your hands, keep your back heel lifted, and come up to a high lunge. Adjust your feet as you need. Right knee is bent, lifting up out of your waist. If you feel steady with your balance, start to lift up, look up, and maybe arch back a little bit. Take one more breath. And then take your left hand down to the floor so it ends up under your left shoulder. Right arm stretches up, maybe move your feet if you need to so you can get even more twist from your waist. Look up if that feels all right on your neck and stay rooting down through the big toe side of your right foot. One more breath. And then bring your hands down, step back to your plank, soften down as you exhale. Cobra or up dog as you breathe in. Down dog on your breath out. And then take your left foot up into the air as you breathe in. Land it towards the top of your mat, wherever it gets, and then arms come up. Adjust your feet as you need, so you've got a strong, long, low lunge. And then when you feel steady through your foundation, we're lifting up, looking up, perhaps arching back a little bit. And then bring your right hand down to the mat, under your shoulder, adjust your feet, open your chest up to the ceiling. Strong legs, looking up here if it works on your neck. One more breath. And then left hand down, step back to your plank and move through a vinyasa. And then take 5 or so breaths in either down dog or child's pose, your choice. Find a place where you can reset, reconnect with the breath we established right at the beginning. One more breath. If you're in child's pose, come back to downward facing dog. Take your right leg into the air as you breathe in. Take it up between your hands, warrior one legs, so front knee is bent. And we'll come to eagle arms. So make sure your back heel is down. Bring your arms forward and cross your right elbow over your left. And then see if you can bring your palms together or hold a wrist. If not, clasp hold of opposite elbows. Pull your shoulders. Pull your elbows in towards each other, draw them forwards, and then lift up. So hopefully you can feel your right shoulder blade particularly opening up behind you. Breathe into your upper back. Lovely. And then release. Take your hands behind. This time, would you interlace your fingers or take opposite elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together as much as you can. And then we're coming forwards, chest leading the way, arms stretching up over your back, looking towards your left inner thigh. Hold it here for one more breath. And then set your hands down on the floor. Step back to your plank and let's move through a vinyasa. And then take your left leg up into the air on an inhale. Land it up between your hands, warrior one with your feet. Establish that foundation first. And then bring your arms in front of you. Cross your left over your right. Set your wrists how you like. And then elbows pull into each other, draw forwards and lift up. Take one more breath here. And then release your hands, take them behind your back. Pull your shoulder blades into each other, stretch your arms away and come forward to humble warrior. Take one more inhale and a long exhale. And then set your hands down on the floor, step back to your plank, and let's move through a vinyasa. And then again, pause, your choice, down dog or child's pose. 5 or so breaths to reset. And when you finish your next exhale, if you're in child's pose, back up to down dog. And then stretch your right leg up into the air. Take it between your hands and stand up for triangle, Utthita Trikonasana. So right foot points forward, left foot at a slight angle. Stretch out your arms, lean towards the front side of your mat, and then stretch your left arm up. Right hand wherever it comes, and then really try and get that twist from your waist, perhaps a bit of engagement between your glutes. One more breath. And bring yourself back. Good. Adjust your feet now for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Left leg straight, right knee generously bent. You're looking towards your right hand or your right middle finger there. Keep some energy through your hands, softness across your chest and your upper back. Keep your legs strong, turn your right hand to face the ceiling and reach back for reverse warrior. Left hand lands wherever it lands in your leg. Really reach back, but keep your legs strong in warrior 2. One more breath. And then come back through, warrior 2. Continue the movement to bring your hands down to the floor, step back to your plank, and move through a vinyasa. And then take your left foot up into the air as you inhale. Land it as close to the top of your mat as you can. And we'll come to prepare for triangle. So adjust your feet as you move. Stretch forwards and then windmill. Right hand up, left hand down. And then really open your chest to the side and perhaps look up. Back up. Adjust your feet for Virabhadrasana 2. Arms out to either side. Again, that nice generous bend in your left knee. And then flip your left hand to face the ceiling. Reach back, reverse warrior. Leaning all the way back, but keeping your legs strong in warrior 2. Lovely. And then come back, windmill your hands down to the floor, step back to a plank, and move through a vinyasa. And then once again, we'll pause, down dog or child's pose, about 5 breaths. Rest if you need to, and find your breath. And then wherever you are, we'll meet on all fours. So knees come together, right hand roughly under your right shoulder. And then take your left big toe, side of your foot in line with your hand, stretch out your leg for a side plank variation. Looking up if you want, putting your glutes together, maybe floating your left foot away from the floor. If you have lifted your leg, really kick out through the heel, flex the foot strongly, get as much containment as you can. One more breath. And then come back down to the middle and change sides. So your knees are together to begin with. And then stretch out your right leg, find your balance. Reach your right arm up, maybe keeping that foot where it is, or lifting your right foot up and strongly flexing it. Good. And then come back down to all fours. Tuck your toes for down dog for one moment here. And then look forward, knees are soft. Move to the top of your mat. Lift up halfway as you inhale. Fold forwards as you exhale. And then lift all the way up on an inhale. And bring your hands down the middle. Good. Take your legs wide. Prasarita Padottanasana A. So feet wide, toes in, hands on your hips. Open your chest, soften your knees, scoop your tailbone back, and bring your hands down to the floor. Let your head dangle. Let your shoulders relax. Then look right through your legs. Take one more full breath. And then when you finish breathing out, hands come up to your hips, soften your knees, lead with your chest to come back up. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, draw your arms away. Knees are bouncy as you come forwards again, interlaced fingers or hands behind your back, however you like. Tip the weight slightly forward. Take one more breath. And then hinge back up, leading with your chest and releasing your hands. Step your feet together and we'll come to a balance. We'll do Vrikshasana, the tree posture. Standing on your left leg, bring your right foot anywhere where it will stay. Look at something that won't move. Let your shoulders relax and find your balance. Start to lift your hands up if you want more. Let them come wide, make circles, roll your little fingers in. Perhaps look up, arch back if you want even more. And then bring your eyes back forwards, let your hands come down until they end up on your hips. Foot comes away and slowly down to. Take a moment to release your left leg and then set your foot somewhere on your right leg. Palms together, shoulders relaxed. Let go wherever you can. And then start to stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Take them a little wider, make your circles, roll your little fingers. Stretch up, look up, and maybe start to arch back. Good. Bring your eyes back to the front. Let your hands carefully come down until they end up on your hips. Foot lifts away and slowly come down. Back onto 2 feet, giving your right leg a little shake. If you want a sip of water or anything, now's a good chance to do it. And then we'll come to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, stretch up. As you exhale, dive down. Lift up halfway on an inhale. And then step, walk or jump back, lower down as you exhale. Cobra up dog, breathe in. Down dog as you breathe back. And then take your right foot into the air. Swing your knee to your wrist for pigeon. Slide back on your left toes. If you're on your back, then come onto your back. Find a position that works for your body and then soften into a shape where you can not cause stress in your neck or shoulder. Take one more really long breath. And when you finish your exhale, carefully to your hands and get ready for the other side. So swing your right leg away, move around in your knee. And then take your left leg into the air. Bring your knee to the side of your mat, slide back, untuck your foot at the back. Make sure it all feels okay. And then find a position for your upper body. Close your eyes and focus on lengthening out your exhale. One full breath. You finish your exhale, come gradually up onto your hands. Swing your legs around till they end up in front of you. Flex your feet, smooth back your glutes. Have a lift up out of your waist, and then we'll carefully come forward, Paschimottanasana. Knees can be soft or straight, up to you. And then we're finding a forward fold. One more breath. And then slowly come back up. We'll come to Janu Sirsasana, right leg in, left leg is straight. Angle your body, find a lift up, and then roll forwards to your forward fold. One more breath. And then inhale to bring yourself back up and swap sides. So flex your right foot, lift up tall and come forwards. Again, knee can be soft. Find your forward fold. Last breath. And then gradually come back up to the middle. We'll come to Baddha Konasana. Knees open, feet together. Lift up, shoulders back, and perhaps start to slightly hinge forward. Take one more full breath. And slowly come back. Move your feet away. Lift up and draw your hips back. And we'll round forwards now. So holding your toes, bringing elbows over the tops of your shins, tuck in your chin and round forward. One more breath. And then very slowly come back up. And we'll come to a twist. So stretch your legs out in front of you. Cross your right foot over your left. And then tuck your other foot back next to you. Make sure everything feels all right with your joints. And then we're lifting up, rotating around, hooking your elbow over your knee. And rolling your right shoulder back. If you'd rather hold, that's always fine as well. One more breath. And then come back to the center and change sides. So left over right. And then tuck your other foot back. Adjust your joints as you need to. Make sure you're evenly sitting on your sit bones. Lift and twist, leading with your left shoulder, taking your right arm over the top of your other knee. Great, and then come back to the middle, stretch out your legs, wiggle your feet right and left. Good, we're going to come to lie down, so make sure you've got room behind you, take the fronts of your shins, round your back, tuck in your chin and roll backwards. Once you're lying down, take some time to move around on your back. And then stretch your arms and legs up into the air. We'll do a core strengthener. So take your right foot and your left hand slowly down towards the floor. Nice and slowly. When you get just above the floor, go out to either side. Come back to the middle. And then very slowly back up to the top. And then change sides. Right arm, left leg, slowly down. Out to either side. Back to the middle. And then slowly back up to the top. Take your knees, let your abdominals relax. Move around again on your back as much as you like. And then we'll come up into a bridge. So set your feet on the floor. Reach your hands towards your heels. Start by peeling your tailbone off the floor, rolling off your spine. Once you've done that, tuck your shoulders right underneath you. Find a comfortable arm position, and then you can always adjust your feet now if you need to, but you want to be able to root down through your feet. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips right up into the air. Here for one more breath. And then pick up your heels, let your shoulders untuck, and then come back down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Once you're down, knees go side to side. And then take hold of your feet for happy baby. Knees open, push down gently, draw your lower back down towards the floor. Shoulders are soft, neck is relaxed. And then you can always stay here, legs up in the air or up the wall, or come up to a shoulder stand. You're doing shoulder stand, rock yourself up, catch hold of your back, and tuck your shoulders and elbows right towards each other. Legs point straight up to the ceiling. And if you're in a shoulder stand, take your feet behind you and make your way to plow. Slowly start to bring yourself down, setting your hands under your lower back. Wherever you've been, we'll meet getting ready for fish, Matsyasana. So sitting on your hands, palms facing down. Tuck your elbows right underneath you, push down, lift your chest, and then drop your head back. And then carefully come onto the back of your head. Untuck your arms, squeeze in both of your knees. We'll do eagle legs for the twist. So cross your right knee over your left, arms open out like a cactus. Dip onto your left hip, pick up your feet, tuck your right foot behind your left calf or ankle. Pull in your knees and then take both feet down to the floor. Hold down your knees with your hand and then stretch your right arm out to the right. Find your breath. Good. Undo your legs first. Come back to the middle. Make sure you adjust your spine. Squeeze in both of your knees. And then take your left knee over your right, arms out, tip onto your right hip, pick up your feet, squeeze in your knees, and take your feet down to the floor. And then reach back out to your left and find a twist. One more breath. Good. Undo your feet first. Come back to the middle. Realign your spine. Take both knees again. And also lift up your head and try and touch your nose in between your knees. And we'll come down to Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees open. Flatten out your lower back on the floor. Arms up, neck long, shoulders soft. Once you're there, close your eyes. And we'll take 4 or 5 deep breaths here, really starting to slow the body down. Take one more breath. And then start to slowly adjust your body for Shavasana. A comfortable position on your back. Making sure that you feel supported around your lower back. And that you'll stay warm and comfortable for the next few minutes. In your own time, if it helps you relax, take a few deep breaths in through your nose and big sighs out through your mouth. And start to get the sense that you're giving in to the force of gravity. Letting go around your eyes and all the small muscles in your face. Releasing any control of your breath now. And using this time to give your whole body a very well-deserved rest.
And then for the next couple of minutes, keeping your mental attention on the tip of your nose and the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. And if you're finishing now, start to deepen your breath. And begin to gently wake up your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. And in your own time, start to find a stretch. Arms, legs, whatever you need. You're gradually going to sit up. There's no rush at all. You can come to one side or pull in your knees. And when you find yourself seated, bring your palms together, close your eyes. Let your mouth form a smile and take your hands up to your forehead for loving thoughts, to your mouth for loving words, and to your heart for a loving heart. Thank you very much.